Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
All right, I started.
Okay, cool. What's up? We lost an episode to the warp.
I don't know what happened. Wait.
Do you think you downloaded it?
Welcome to Cowboy Boys episode. What episode is this?
50-something.1?
No, it's like 45 is my guess.
45.1.
This is Cowboy Boys. Yeah, episode 45. We are streaming, not streaming, I guess. We are Zoom meeting. I don't want to say Zoom. I'm going to bleep them out. We were recording this over the internet because Shayne is in a faraway state.
I escaped from New York. I'm in Utah now, cowboying up.
Yeah, this is a replacement episode because the one episode we had, what do you call it? We had backlogged one and it's gone. I don't know where it was.
By the way, no joke. I swear to God that didn't we finish that episode and we were like, damn, that was so good. Too bad we have to wait to release it.
No.
I swear it was extra good. No, it was.
No,
it was
don't tell the audience that it was a really bad episode. And
you lost it. Do you think
was,
you just downloaded it with the other one and then didn't put it in and deleted it like it was an extra file?
I think, yeah, or it's like somewhere on my laptop that I don't know where it's saved.
Oh my God. Why do you have so much?
I spent an hour looking for it and it goes, because all the files go 64, 65, and then 67. And I'm like, where is this folder?
You probably put it in some fucking place where you're like, this is where this will stay until.
Maybe
Damn,
we'll find
I can't believe you.
It's a secret episode that may or may not exist.
Well, when you find it, we'll get a little time off, I guess.
Yeah. How's your Memorial Day?
It's good. I went frolfing this morning.
I found out that it was a Memorial Day from the Halo account on Twitter.
Did they wish Master Chief Happy Memorial Day?
It's a picture of Master Chief and it says like Happy Memorial Day. It's really funny.
That's so funny. I found out about the holiday from Halo Twitter.
Well, I knew that I wasn't coming into work, but then I like woke up and I was just like, oh yeah, it's Memorial. That's where
Dude, how come you don't play Halo on PC? Didn't they release all the Halos on Steam?
I used to, but the only Halo I like is Halo 1, so...
Didn't they release Halo 1?
Yeah, they released Halo 1 a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Like a year or two. I know, probably around the same time as Halo 2.
Have you ever read any of the Halo books?
Yes. They're all right.
Dude, I feel like there's very few things geekier or just like more autistic than being like, I read the Halo books.
I was reading a video game book.
But it's like not even a regular video. It's so much dorkier than even other video games. Because at least Dark Souls, it's like, oh, there's a mystery there. What's going on in that world? But in Halo, it's just like, I read about Machine Man. He killed bad alien.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I was in high school and I was playing the big games, so I read the books. But like every last fantasy and sci-fi thing has like a book tie-in. There's like Star Wars books, like there's the Star Trek books. There's
dude. I mean, honestly, I'm talking trash, but when I was a kid, I used to purposefully seek out like Master Chief versus Jedi fan fiction and stuff like that.
Isn't there a ton of 40K books that just exist?
Dude, well, those are, but they have like a publishing company with like authors that are very good and stuff. And there's a lot of guest authors, like George R.R. Martin did 40K. Like they dip into like these important authors for cool 40K stuff. But you can also do the thing I did when I was a kid where I was like, what if a space marine fell in love? I want to read that book. And then you go find the fucking fan fiction, or you read like Smash Brothers fan fiction where Mario teams up with Master Chief. Dude, as a kid, I used to love that shit so much.
Fan fiction, I absolutely loathed. Because
Dude.
It's because everyone, I think everyone knows this by now. It's like Twilight started off as like a fan fiction, like dragons. What is it? It's like dragons and wolfmen fucking, but then they just changed all the names to like vampires and wolfmen, and like didn't really change anything else.
Dude, you know what weirds me about Twilight is that it's a love story between two high schoolers, right? Or well, a high schooler and a guy who's 100 years old.
Yeah, we kind of talk about this on the Patreon episode this week. The age of consent of like if you're 10,000 years old. But Twilight, yeah, vampire love is weird. Twilight.
Even weirder than that, though, is that the author was like a fully grown, like 40-year-old woman who was like, and they were like, "What's your ultimate fantasy you want to write about?" And she's like, "High schoolers fucking." You're like, "Wait, what? Why aren't they just adults? Why isn't she working at the pet shop?"
I read Twilight, the first book.
Really?
It wasn't.
What motivated you to do that?
It was I wanted to impress girls at the time. I don't know, relate to them. Why does any man do anything?
Just imagining you infiltrating a Twilight forum. I don't know, guys. I think Bella's making the wrong decision. Just on chapter 9, talking about.
It's been forever since I read it, but it's not a bad book because I remember everyone was shitting on it at the time. Like, this fucking sucks. Let's go play Halo, because that's around the time. It was like it came out when we were in high school, right? It's pretty old. And I read the book and I was like, it's not bad, except for like the last chapter. It really throws everything out. It's just
really.
That's all I remember from it.
I remember reading part of 50 Shades of Grey. And
why did you read it?
50 Shades of Grey, because of all the butt fucking, Mac. What do you think?
Yeah. I was a teenager and I wanted to fuck other teenagers.
When 50 Shades of Grey came out, how old was I? 26? I don't know. Anyway, I was older. I was like old enough that my life was kind of together and I had a regular job. So it had to be when I was 26. But I remember all the Mormon ladies at my work were reading it. And they like, one of them sheepishly was like, "Hey, Shayne, can I ask you a really serious question?" And I was like, oh my God. I thought she was going to ask me if I was like, because of course I was up to weird stuff at work, like sleeping in the bathroom or what, you know, so I thought she was going to like
sleeping in the bathroom or like sleeping with people in the bathroom.
Yes. So
were you homeless and bringing shit? Like you're meeting girls out and you're like, "Hey, this is where I live." And they're like, "You live in a like in a bathroom at work?"
No, I did used to work the graveyard and have girls come over sometimes, but
that's cool.
Yeah. But I would, I was up to weird stuff, or like, the guys wouldn't supposed to be wear their Batman costumes and I'd let them, shit like that.
Oh, so anyway, at that
this is job. This is a group home, yeah. So this Mormon lady comes up and she's like, "I want to ask you a really serious question." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble." She knows that I like fudged a paper I was supposed to write or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, Have you ever had sex with someone in the butt? And I was like, "What? Oh my God." And then they were all talking about it because in 50 Shades of Grey they had butt sex, and then all these Mormon ladies were like, "Should we try it? Is it as good as it is in the book?" And I was like, I mean, there's only one way to know. Don't eat breakfast and see what happens.
I guess like the Bible's against sodomy, right?
Yeah, the Bible's you can't even have straight butt sex. No.
That's the argument of I think a lot of people use against being gay with the Bible.
Yes.
Can you be gay and not have butt sex? Are you allowed in the Bible?
Yes.
There you go. There's the loophole.
In Judaism, there's like a type of love between a man and a man where they love each other, but they don't have sodomy, and it's okay.
Okay,
there's also, dude, this is a real thing in some sects of like Orthodox Judaism where they're like, if you're a lesbian, it's fine. It's not. They're just like two girls in love. That's not even a real thing. Go for it.
God is a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah, dude. God
doesn't. Okay, guys. But girl, ooh.
Yeah, dude. Oh, they rub their pussies together. Cool,
two girls
tight.
kissing. Oh man, they What was I already forgot. I went off.
You're talking about Twilight.
Oh yeah, I
50
think
Shades.
50 Shades, and I think in again we've been talking way too much about Mormons and Christianity, but I think it's because someone emailed us and they're like, stop talking about it,
And now it's in our heads.
Subconsciously, we're like, we're going to talk about it even more. No, but I think in the Mormon religion, it's like, as long as you can do it as long as it's with your wife and not premarital sex, you're good. You can do anything as long as you both consenting adults.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
I think I never got that far.
You know what I think? I think that there probably are rules, but they just don't care to talk about it. They're just like, whatever, who gives a shit?
They're too awkward.
Yeah.
Speaking of teenage Mormon sex stuff, I've been getting a lot of ads for class action lawsuit of being molested in the Boy Scouts. So like
no way.
Just every other Instagram ad is like, were you molested in the Boy Scouts? And I'm like, I wasn't, but like, should I say I was and get like $20?
That's so fucking funny. Oh my god, were you molested in the Boy Scouts? That's so funny. Dude, my Instagram was trying to sell me condoms the other day. I was like, whoa, how does it know that I want to fuck?
Because it was listening to our other podcast episode.
Dude, I swear to God, your phone hears you making sex noises and then is like, hey, do you need the morning after pill? Do you need condoms? Like, it hits you up.
It probably does, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying, but like, here's the thing is when you're talking about cat food and then your phone is like, do you need cheap cat food? It's like, okay, phone, you got me, cool. But when your phone just literally hears you fucking and distinguishes the fucking from you masturbating, then you're like, uh-oh, my phone knows.
What are you talking about? When you masturbate, you're making noise. When you're fucking, you're dead silence. That's how it knows.
Dude, we should do an experiment where we buy a new phone and then you go really like a month without saying anything about sex. You never mention sex or anything. And then for a month straight, you just moan into your phone and see if it knows. See if it tells what you're up to.
See if it can tell your sexual orientation. There's actually, I can't remember where I was heard about it. It's like deep advertising stuff where they can follow people around. It's like insane conspiracy, but real shit where every last one of us has like a profile and is just tracked globally. And we like, you can buy into that system to like send ads to all the people who have like red armpit hair, and it just knows because everyone's posting selfies and the AI is so good, and I can't remember what it is.
I mean, that's doesn't even sound that unbelievable. Yeah, I was gonna say if it
knows that I was probably a good chance of being molested as a Boy Scout, like how does it know that?
No, the algorithm. So here's what the algorithm does. It sees all these people who have connections to you, and they all reported that they had been molested.
all the scouts in my troop.
Yeah. Your troop just got hard molested, and you somehow just like you're the one soldier in the platoon that got up the beach in D-Day, and they're like, "Where's the rest of your platoon?" And you're like, I guess I'm the only one who didn't get molested? What the fuck?
Well, that's not good because you know my dad was the scoutmaster.
That's even funnier because he used to have a joke about it.
No, yeah, I used to, but it is. I don't know. For the record, he absolutely, at least I never saw, and no one complained.
Did he have an assistant?
Yeah, the scoutmasters usually have like assistant guys, and they come out.
That's what I'm saying. We had a rotating group of guys. What about the den mother? Did she ever molest anybody?
We never had a den mother. I can't think of any controversy. The problem with my church ward growing up in my scout troop there was like 5 of us. So we were really tight knit. There wasn't a lot. Like if someone got molested, everyone would have known about it. There's only like
except for you apparently.
Yeah. There was only one tent. So, but what did happen?
I was just imagining some scout guy, and he's just raping all these kids, and he's like, "Hey, don't tell Mac. I don't want him to ruin this." Like they're all, no, we won't tell Mac. All together, getting molested.
He's lame.
You come in. Hey, what are you guys up to, everyone? Nothing.
Keeping it.
Be cool.
But here is the funny thing: my dad did get kicked out from being the scoutmaster.
For what?
So what he did do is, you remember Fear Factor was really big at the time, right?
Yes.
So we had Food Factor because we couldn't like create stunts or anything like a crate or have bugs crawling on us. So all we would do, like it happened like 3 or 4 big campouts in a row, is we would come up, we would all like be looking, we would all each start. It started out, I can't remember how the first one started off, like someone just being like, eat this. I think what happened is my dad gave a kid in our scout troop a king-size candy bar to eat a live living frog. And we had that on video.
Oh my God.
And so then after that, we would all we started doing Food Factor, and my dad bought a Leatherman Wave, like a $100 amazing pocket knife at the time, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, we had this competition where we all brought like the grossest foods. The rules, it had to be edible. And I remember some of the stuff, some kid just brought a thing of like weird beans. They were like gelatin beans that were in his fridge, and he's like, I don't know what this is.
Oh no.
And someone brought dog food. And so a lot of people, and we would go round for the round, people getting knocked out by throwing up. And there was always one kid. It was the kid who ate the frog. He would win every single time.
You always had dude, when we were young, we had this kid that we got a smoothie machine. And once we made like this really gross smoothie, and he just we were all trying to drink our smoothie, and it was really gross. And then he pounded his, and everyone was like, holy shit. And then he was like, I can drink any smoothie. I can't be stopped. And we were like, oh yeah. And so then every Saturday we would all meet up and make him a smoothie. Dude, we never defeated him. Once we made one that was a jar of mayonnaise and kimchi, and he fucking drank the whole thing. And also he wouldn't just drink it.
Kimchi mayonnaise, that sounds kind of good.
Oh yeah, a jar of mayonnaise, dude.
No.
We tried to do everything. We eventually, because he couldn't puke, that was the rule. He had to hold it down for like 10 minutes. Eventually we defeated him by putting ghost peppers in the smoothie, and then he just puked because he didn't candle his mouth Homer Simpson style, and it fucking murderized him.
As someone who's done the spicy food challenges, it gets to a point where you like lose consciousness, and your like lizard brain takes over, and you just start uncontrollably like vomiting everywhere.
Dude, when we had a scoutmaster get in trouble when I was in scouts, or a guy at scout camp, for letting us have a jousting competition. Where we like, how, because you like build boxcars, every troop, all the troops, so there was 3 troops at camp, and we all split up into like groups of 3 kids, and one had to be from every troop. So it was like a team building with the other guys exercise, like new people. And dude, it just got out of control immediately because everyone was trying to beat all their friends. Yeah. They thought it would make us like chill, but it made us even more insane. And so every group of 3 people had to build some kind of apparatus that you would roll. The 2 guys would roll the one guy holding a jousting stick into another jouster. Yes. And it got like out of fucking hand, and kids were just like getting fucking worked.
Did anyone die?
Yeah, dude. We just put we went full like imbecile, and we just took a wheelbarrow and like built a shield on it, and then we just like each of us held the wheelbarrow, and our strategy wasn't even to actually joust. We were just trying to like mow other people's vehicles down. It was great. Dude, that fucking ruled. We got so hurt in scouts so many times.
Man, Boy Scouts was the greatest, and I could see why people wouldn't like it if they were molested.
Oh yeah. I would ruin it for sure. I also see how like regular kids like would hate scouts. Like a lot of people were like, oh, scouts I got bullied or beat up, or it was dirty and terrible. And for me, I'm just like, yeah, I slept on a rock, I broke my arm. Someone stabbed me with a knife. My friend was on fire. It ruled.
The experience really depended on who your scoutmaster was.
True.
Because my dad was the guy who was just like, I'm gonna give you a nice pocket knife to eat crazy shit.
Yeah,
and we're all just gonna hang around the campfire. But then there's like real, like JROTC type scout troops where it's like, we gotta rise at dawn, we gotta raise the flag, play taps, tuck in your shirts, be like in uniform, and it's just like, we're like 15. Who gives a shit? Let's go camping. We're building bonfires and like trying to shoot guns at scout camp. None of that, like, we're not in the military.
Yeah, dude. Our scout leaders were actually pretty cool. They were like, hey, everyone throw in a spray paint can into the fire, and everyone sits around it, and the last person to leave loses. Or wins, I mean. That's the best game.
That's it. There's only two types of scout troops: the like super regimented ones, and then the like absolute anarchy ones. And I feel like the you know what, the anarchy ones, those kids don't get molested.
No, definitely not, dude.
We're out there just partying and burning shit and having fun. It's the regimented ones that's where you got shit's going down.
Yeah. He's like, tuck in your shirt, pull out your penis, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah, man. I remember once we went on a hike and we thought we were going to like do some special thing, and he's like, all right, we're here. And we were like, it's a cliff. And he's like, yeah, we're going to jump off of it. We were like, fuck yeah, Scouts rules. Oh yeah. Our scout leaders got in trouble a bunch. One time he got in trouble for making us play tag, and a kid tried to jump over a park bench and he broke his leg in half. That was a horrible memory I just had. Yeah, dude. His leg went in between the bench and he just went, bleh. Damn, and we had to like carry him out. It was wild.
Just snapped in half.
Oh, dude, it was crazy.
Is the Scouts even? Are they done? I think they're like went bankrupt and they're like.
I don't know. I think didn't gay people sue them?
They're probably getting sued from every angle.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I remember they said that there were no gay scoutmasters allowed, and that's definitely the molesters being like, hey, they'll catch me. Like, there's no way. If you don't want gay scout leaders, you're molesting kids. 100%.
Oh, you're saying I think it was first there was no gay scouts and no gay leaders, and then it's like, who cares?
I don't think it makes no sense.
I think the big thing was the Boy Scouts were like, we don't care, just like, but the Mormon Church is the big, like one of the big, a lot of churches were giving money to Boy Scouts. And they're like, no, we can't have gay scouts. And this Boy Scouts were like, we can't do it. Sorry. The churches give us like 80% of our money.
Yeah, it's true. It's wild.
Well, let's see. Now they're probably bankrupt and ending.
Oh, it's such a bummer. Did you ever meet scouts who like didn't do anything? Like I've met other scouts. I was like, yeah, I was an Eagle Scout. People are often surprised, though they shouldn't be. I lived in a town where there's nothing else to do. So
yeah, I was an Eagle Scout too.
Getting Eagle Scout for me was literally, they would have just given it to I had to do almost nothing to get it. I just hung out with my friends until I was 16, and then I got Eagle Scout.
You learn like 10 knots, you memorize 3 phrases, and then you do a project, and that's literally it. You get enough merit badges.
I remember getting Eagle Scout and then being like, and now I don't have to graduate high school because I had I was like, I accomplished something. I feel like it was good.
Well, you get you automatically gain a rank in the military, right?
Yep, you go to specialist right away.
Instead of the lowest rank, you're the second lowest rank.
That's right. Or no, you don't go to specialist. You only go to specialist if you join the military with an Eagle Scout and a 4-year degree, because a 4-year degree also gives you a rank. But imagine paying $80,000 for one rank when you can just fucking document how chickens lay eggs and then build a trail, and then you get a free Eagle Scout.
I thought the reason people joined the military was to go to college.
Not the other way around. For real. Yeah, I remember meeting a guy who had a 4-year bachelor's in engineering, and he's an Eagle Scout. So he was a specialist. So he was 4 ranks ahead of the lowest rank immediately. And we were like, what the fuck? And then it was just like, you joined the infantry?
Yeah.
Why would you do that with a 4-year degree, you moron?
How fast do you gain ranks at the lowest ranks? Oh, really?
If you go to combat, if you go in country and deploy, you can gather ranks quick, but it depends.
There it is.
I would say most people end their career as a specialist, so they end a 4-year career 4 ranks from the bottom.
I think I'm going to join this Memorial Day as maybe.
Yeah? Hell yeah, dude.
I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit podcasting.
What branch do you think you're going to do?
Coast
Guard?
Marines. That's the only one to join.
I don't think they'll let you join the Marines if you don't have a high school diploma.
Well, I guess that was the end of that.
Your military career ended before it began.
I tried.
Also, to join the Marines, you have to be able to do like a certain amount of physical
sit up.
Sit up, dude.
A singular pull up. Stand for 30 minutes.
Dude, I remember what was the requirement for the Army? They wanted you to run 2 miles in like some really easy amount of time, or no, 1 mile in 12 minutes or something. It was so pathetic.
Yeah, and, you can walk the mile in 12 minutes.
Dude, there are people who join the military, get to because you have week 0 and then basic training, and in week 0 they go like, they try to make sure that they didn't fuck up, and so they teach you how to salute, teach you how to you only wear sweatpants, you're not allowed to wear a uniform yet, you don't even. So they kind of fit you with stuff, and then they make you work out a little bit to see how you'll act.
Well, they also check how smart you are, because
yes,
I think I read somewhere there's a level of IQ that it's if you can be too dumb for even cannon fodder, because
86 I think is the IQ minimum.
You're so dumb that you'll be more of you'll do more, what is it called, collateral damage to your peers than you will to the enemy, and so that's probably what they're also looking for.
Dude, they'll make you into one of those. What was that one that Coney thing that was fake, where they said they took little kids and instead of giving them guns, they gave them whistles? So stupid.
The Coney 2012?
Yeah, they said Coney was so evil that he would give they wouldn't have enough guns for all his child soldiers, so he would give the littlest kids a whistle and send them into the jungle and be like, blow the whistle so that they shoot at you. And so these kids would go to war and they would be blowing a whistle at the enemy. And then this company, I think Tom's Shoes, was selling the whistles and being like, have the whistle to raise awareness. And it's that's not real, dude.
I've seen people with those whistles.
Yes. And of course, if you have any amount of logic in your mind whatsoever, you stop and you go, that makes no fucking sense, dude. Firstly, warlords have guns. There's no kid too young that they won't give a gun to him. That's why it's so evil.
You know what's really crazy? A long time ago on the internet, I don't know where you'd be able to find this. It feels very haunted and sketchy, but you could buy wooden stocks from African countries where children had fought in wars. So you wouldn't buy the guns, but you'd buy the wooden stocks that they'd had guns. And so they'd it was like a kid's desk in the 10th grade where they carve and draw into it.
Oh my God. So there'd be
wild. There'd be an AK-47 buttstock with SpongeBob stickers on it and some guy's name he carved into it that you could just buy.
That's wild.
I don't know. And there was a market for it. I guess it's kind of cool, but it's also so grim and macabre.
Oh, yeah, it's wild. I mean, that's no different than people trying to buy serial killer memorabilia. In fact, it's more wholesome because at least you're helping someone who was in a horrible situation.
I don't think it's helping. I think that was a dead.
Oh no!
The dead kid lost his gun, and so they legally can't sell when they're replacing the wood stocks or whatever.
Yeah. That's so wild. Dude, when I first started therapy, I went to intense trauma therapy here in Salt Lake. It was a group therapy. And this was before I moved to New York. And in that therapy group, there were 2 kids who were child soldiers, and one of them was Chechnyan, and the other one was African. And it was just a police officer who had killed 2 people and been shot a bunch of times, and his partner died. And it was some soldiers, and then it was 2 child soldiers, and then it was me. And I was just oh no, this did not feel right.
Imagine going into therapy with those guys, and you're just I don't know. My girlfriend left me. I don't like my job. I'm really depressed.
Oh my God, dude! This is Chechnyan dude is just my uncle made me push button that kill 200 Russian soldier, and I'm just yeah. So I don't think my girlfriend listens when I tell her I want to play video games.
Oh man, all depression is real though.
Oh, dude,
You
so
could be
wild.
But it feels in that situation. It feels so just like, damn, I'm so lucky.
Yeah, for real.
I was born in a country that isn't currently engaged in a land war on its own home territory or whatever
Yeah.
you call that.
Running out of, imagine just the idea that you can run out of dudes between the ages of 17 and 50. Just like, fuck, we're out of guys. Let's get some children up in here. That's fucking crazy, dude.
That's our like theory on why all like stunning 10 out of 10 Russian babes will date guys who look like me, because after World War II, like how many millions of dudes just died.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So their like whole culture was like the guys that were left over. The bar was, it kind of creates or not a surplus, but the opposite word.
Yeah. A deficit.
It creates a deficit of dudes, a deficit of dick, and now that I wonder how it translates generationally. Like if your mom dated this fat slob of a guy who didn't go to war, and you're like, well, I guess that's what I'll date too.
And maybe
if they recovered.
Dude, I mean, I don't know how. Russia still looks like it just got done getting bombed. Have you ever seen? Every time I look at a video there, I'm just like, dude, what is up with your country?
I don't feel like it looks like it's bombed. It looks like the way the videos I always see is just like they build some giant apartment building, and then you look around and it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand.
Tons of forest. Well, it's because it's the biggest landmass on Earth, right?
Biggest country. Dude.
They got space.
Fucking crazy. I'm always, dude, to me it just looks like the Germans just got done attacking. I'm always like, damn, you guys.
We should have spread out like that in America. Just have
we did in the middle.
No, in the middle there's nothing.
Yeah, you're right. There's like you're saying we should have dispersed evenly across. Yeah, that would be crazy though. I don't think we would ever have a child soldier thing here, because we'd probably do what Russia did, where they were like, hey, equal rights, get out there, ladies, which they don't do in a lot of other places.
Did they do that in World War II? Send out an equal number of women, or just a few?
Not even kind of an equal number of women, but in Russia, a ridiculous amount of women served, and some with distinction. The third highest scoring Russian sniper, I think, was a woman.
It's like one of the
Vasily Zaitsev's GF, actually. So the highest scoring Russian sniper was in love with the highest scoring female sniper. Oh. And just imagine meeting her and you're like, what are you into? And she's just like, murdering the enemy. And he's like, what? I love murdering the enemy. We should have sex.
Imagine how shitty it is being the second guy, the second best sniper.
Dude, you're just like, I want to fuck her.
He meets her and he's just like, oh, you're the third best? I'm the second best. And she's like, that. I'm in love with the first. And she's just like,
no. Can you imagine? He's killed 200 people, just not 236, and he can't get it in, dude. What a bummer.
There's always... That's the reason to be the number one, to never stop.
What else? Russia employed a lot of female artillery people. Russia also employed a lot of female pilots, famously. There was a group of bombers, these chicks, and they would strip their planes down so they were super light, and they would fly them really low so they were quiet, and the Germans called them night witches.
Ooh.
And they would and their planes were all shitty, so sometimes they would have to do it World War I style and literally just like have a crew that threw the bombs out by hand. So they would fly super low, so if you were a German, you'd just be chilling, and then all these crazy bitches would come flying over you Mad Max style, just throwing bombs at you by hand. But also the highest scoring pilot that ever lived was a German fighter ace, and I can't remember his name. And he shot down, I want to say, 500 planes and destroyed a ton of tanks. He might be a soldier who personally saw with his own eyes more people he killed than any other soldier that ever lived. And he very problematically said, I'm not a talented pilot. The only reason I've killed so many people is because the Russians let women fly. Which is pretty brutal. He was not, but he was, yeah. So ladies, not a fan of him. But
imagine being such a misogynistic person that you like in the middle of a war, you're like, they're ruining my kill count. I want to kill men.
Well, I think he didn't. I think he had like a lot of emotional problems from killing women. He also, though, was kind of a bad motherfucker because he kept wrecking his plane. He was never shot down. What he would do is he would get so close to the enemy plane that when he would shoot them, they would explode, and then he would fly through the debris. And
Cool.
Sometimes it would fuck up his plane, and he would wreck. And he escaped from behind enemy lines a few times.
Yeah, if you're going to blow up a plane and you can fly through it, that looks way cooler.
Yeah, he's just doing it Star Wars style. Like, no, I'll just fly through the wreckage. It'll be fine. It's like, no, my man, fly away from the wreckage.
Whatever.
So,
It worked out. He
but
did the
you know
most.
what? He can talk all the shit he wants. The Night Witches exist, and they are pretty fucking cool.
The Night Witches.
Yeah, dude, the Night Witches. If you're a lady and you want to be motivated, look them up. They're fucking hardcore. So, I was also. Have you ever seen that picture of a bunch of guys with parachutes just holding on to a plane?
No.
Oh, those are Russian paratroopers. They didn't have like.
Wait, are they like on top of the plane?
Yes.
Yes, I have seen that picture. It's like an old
they're
black and white
literally
photo.
holding on to the wing, chilling because they can't get inside the plane, and they just let go and fall.
Well, this is
that's
before,
a Russian paratrooper.
This was before people were like, "What if we jumped out of a plane?" So they didn't put doors that you could open up on like before flying.
That was
flying.
just that's
just
just
like, all right,
Russian
everybody
style.
hop on. And we're gonna test out a bunch of parachutes.
That's so fucking wild, dude. Just hold on. I'll get you where you're going, and then you just let go of the plane. Oh man,
We need to
pretty
go back.
tight.
We need to go back to Cool War. None of this.
Dude. By the way, can I give you one more cool Russian World War II fact?
Yes.
Speaking of cool wars, the Russians had another thing.
Romantic war is what it is. None of these computers. Computers take all the romanticism out of war.
You know what it does weird me out is when people are like, I think World War II is my favorite war. You're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Your favorite war, you fucking weirdo. But the Russians used to do this, and everyone's going to hate it. They would take dogs and they would strap a mine, an anti-tank mine to the dog's back, and they would put an antenna on it. And then they would train dogs to run under tanks. And then when they'd see the Germans coming, they would release the mine dogs, and the dogs would run at the German tank, not to attack it just because they thought a treat was under it. Because that's how the Russians would train the dogs. They'd put like steak under tanks, and then the dog would be like, oh, fuck, there's the steak. And so they get the dogs really hungry, and then the Germans would show up, and then the Russians would release the dog with the suicide vest, and the dog would be like, oh, fuck, there's steak under those tanks, and it would run at the tank. So the Germans would just be like, oh my God, it's a suicide dog. And they'd be shooting at the dog, trying to stop it. And then the dog would run under the tank and blow the fucking tank up.
Russia, problematic fave.
Yeah, dude, Russia's absolutely fucking bananas. Whatever it takes to win, dude.
Look, if you're killing Nazis,
Dude, those dogs are hero dogs.
Dog suicide is on the table.
So fucking crazy. Oh man.
Didn't Hitler kill his dogs allegedly?
Yeah, I think he did because he didn't want the Allies to have them.
He didn't want the Allies to pet his dogs.
No one gets head pats if I. Oh man. Yeah, dude. Well, wow. Fucking Hitler also shot his girlfriend, so no one could have her too. So he was really just not a sharer.
He was a jealous lover, and he probably. Do you think he had sex with his dogs? I'm gonna go on the record saying, absolutely.
Yeah, I think so. Probably.
I want.
They were big dogs.
I can't wait for people to source this podcast on Wikipedia years from now, being like, Hitler fucked his dogs. I heard it somewhere once.
Hitler...
Like was it? Because that's how like propaganda started. Like Hitler has a small penis is like British propaganda. And
yeah.
Like who knows? Other than the guys who went into his bunker and looked at his penis, if they did.
Dude, there was they used to do the British did like a thing where they said that Hitler was a cross-dresser. And Hitler was like legitimately bummed out about it. He was like, no. And some British guy's like, I heard that you dress like a chick, dude. It's fine if you do. Some people do it. It's fine. And Hitler was like, but I don't. And they were like, I don't know, you might. And he's like, I have a mustache. And they're like, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Old school propaganda was so easy.
Dude, I mean, that's like Donald Trump level. Just imagine being a guy so powerful that the entire world is trying to kill you. And you're just like, hey, I wish they wouldn't say I wore dresses sometimes. It's like, shut the fuck, just wear the dress, bitch. Who cares?
I mean, what if he did? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he did. If he's fucking dogs.
True.
He probably tries everything.
You know, it reminds me of that web comic sometimes people send me. I actually think it's a Far Side comic, and it's of Hitler at the beach in like one of those onesie swimsuits, and he's angrily looking at two huge ripped Jewish guys with hot chicks.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's the whole comic.
That's the comic.
That's the whole comic, and it says in the comic it says 1938 or something, and that's the whole thing. That's all it says, and it's like, oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
Hitler,
dude.
a bad guy.
Hitler, not a good guy.
He gets way too much hate for. I mean, what? No one shits on Mao or Mussolini as much.
Dude, Mussolini was arguably crazier than Hitler.
I know.
With less power.
Hitler had a really bad PR team. That's his problem. Everyone else, or you know what it probably is no. I don't know.
Mussolini had a really good PR team, is what you're saying. Or it's because Italy surrendered twice. They lost the World War twice.
I guess it's like when you kill yourself, anyone can say anything. And we're like, well, he's not here to defend himself. How did Mussolini die?
I think they hung him.
There you go.
I don't know, though. That's a good question. I don't know a lot about Mussolini. I just know that he
exactly.
The Italian mafia was like trying to kill him the whole time because he would make people drink motor oil till they died.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude, he was fucking nuts, man. And I know that like there's one part of Italy that never surrendered or let itself become fascist. Like they fought the whole time.
Have you heard of the Japanese soldiers on those islands that never surrendered?
That didn't surrender till 1976.
No, there's like some that didn't surrender till like 2006.
What?
They found. Yeah, I swear.
There's 100 years old living there.
Unless I'm mixing it up with like the Vietnam War or something. But there's like there was like some guys. There's some small tiny islands that maybe you could like just like a desert island in the Pacific area, and they're like, hey. If anyone shows up to this island, defend it with your life. And there was a couple where they drop off like one guy or like two or three, and they would just sit there. And the war ended, and no one went to go check on them. So they're like, "Well, we're just gonna keep defending the island." And it got to the point where I think like 40 years later, they showed up and they're like, "Hey, the war ended like 40 years ago. Did you not hear it?" And some of the orders were like, if someone says the war is over, don't believe them.
Yeah.
So,
there was a group of guys in the jungles of the Philippines. So they were actually attacking the police and stuff until the 60s, I think.
Damn.
Dude, and they couldn't stop them. They had to go get someone from Japan. The Japanese guy was like, I'm fucking from the government of Japan. Here's my papers. Like yelling it into a microphone into the jungle because these guys wouldn't. There was like three of them. They wouldn't leave the jungle. And he's like, the war's over. And they're like, this is a trick. They had to. And then he's like, get the emperor. And he's like, the emperor's fucking dead, dude. Like, what do you want from us? They finally surrendered, but it took them like the Japanese government had to go to the Philippines. And then the Filipino people are like, could you fucking stop attacking us, Japan? And Japan's just like, I'm so fucking sorry. Like, we don't know these guys.
Well, imagine like the guys that do like 20 or 30 years in prison and then come out and because 20 or 30 years ago, smartphones have only been around for since 2006, so maybe 15 years.
Yeah.
It's like if you've been in jail, what happened in 2000? I guess you would have known 9/11 happened. You would have maybe cell phones you kind of know about. So imagine coming out old man and being like, wait, World War II is over? Vietnam War? Whatever war you were fighting? The technology just coming into this world now? What the fuck is a podcast?
Dude, imagine leaving World War II, fighting for 40 years, coming out and being like, who's our greatest ally?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What is
Those
this?
guys?
What
How
the
the fuck?
What the fuck is hentai?
Just like, so the octopuses just have sex with the ladies.
But also, those guys had the easiest war. They didn't really fight. They were hanging out.
True.
Most of that was just hanging out on a tropical desert island, having fun, eating crab.
What's the highest level of Eagle Scout you can get? It's Japanese soldier on an island fighting World War II for 30 years.
Yeah. Just working on all his merit badges, the pioneering, building his forts, camping. Really, that seems like the best life, to fight in a war and just be abandoned and have your government forget about you.
Just, it's like Tom Hanks in Castaway, but Wilson also fights the war.
Just you and a couple bros defending the motherland.
Dude, do you think they ever had, you think some gay stuff went on?
Oh, you think they were gay for the stay?
Yeah, dude.
I think maybe
my war husband.
I don't know, because you're fighting. I guess in your military mind, are there like, I never hear about gay guys in the military that are gay, because you're gonna come back. In prison, you're like, well, I'm here for life, so I'll just fuck whatever. Like I'll like, I think that's the gay for the stay. Where in their mind it's probably like, we're gonna win this war, so as soon as we win, I'm gonna go back to my girlfriend who I met when I was 16, and now I'm 80. But we're gonna find each other again. Dude,
oh man, it's so sad to think about. I can't even, dude. Can you imagine having that much faith in a woman?
In anyone?
Dude, my grandpa married my grandma a week before he went to World War II, because he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna, like," because they were getting ready to leave.
How old was he?
He was 23.
Okay.
So my grandpa didn't go till he was like older, because he was like a milkman. So
wait, he was a milkman?
Yeah. So my grandpa, or like he was a dairyman. He milked cows. So I was actually talking to him about this yesterday. So they had like a stay of draft. So they weren't getting drafted. And my grandpa was like, "Fucking, I'm trying to go." And so eventually they sent him. And so what happens is my grandpa gets sent, and he's a little older, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I got to get married before I go." And he's like, told my grandma, apparently, he's like, "I'm gonna get buck wild, so you got to marry me now, because I might just die, and then you'll get all my benefits, but also we can fuck raw a whole bunch."
It's a good like argument.
Yeah,
like
right.
Like,
so
let me just get it raw, and if I die, you can have VA benefits for life.
Exactly, dude.
What woman could say no to that?
So my grandma was like, "Shit, okay." And also, so they get married. My grandpa just like dumps in her for a week straight.
Also, think about it. If your soldier does die and you're a lady, the next guy, every guy you date from now on, you can hang that over their head.
Oh, true.
Be like, you know who would take out the trash? And there's like a purple heart on the frame over an American flag. Great Memorial Day joke.
So yeah, my grandpa, he dumped inside of her a whole bunch. Then he went to war.
Nice.
And then no one can kill him. He's unkillable. So he came back, and he was just like, pussies couldn't do it. And my grandma waited 2.5 years for him. He threw down dick that was so solid for 1 week that she was like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna wait." And she waited 2.5 years.
I feel like 2.5 years in olden times, though, because like you'd mail a letter and it would take like 2 months to get there.
Dude,
we're so rotted by instant messaging and instant gratification now. That's why like someone's like, I'm going away for 2 weeks, and then it's like, "You cheated on the first day I was gone."
Oh, dude,
back then people had patience, and we need the I can't even remember that word. When you're good at discipline. I need that. I don't know the word of discipline.
Also, another thing, I don't think soldiers are gay for this day, because the muscle that, or the like need, the like fulfilling need that is fulfilled by sex is also fulfilled by violence. So we are but cavemen, truly, dude. So, yeah, dude. Good on my grandma, just fucking, and good on my grandpa for laying that hot pipe, dude.
Yeah.
My grandma stayed for 55 years.
That's it?
Well, she died.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Not from a piping, everyone. She died from cancer. So was the cancer piping related? We don't know.
Well, we'll honor her on Memorial Day too.
Dude, salute, Grandma. Thanks for fucking sticking with Grandpa.
You know who doesn't? Yeah, the women who get piped by our soldiers are the front line, truly.
Truly, dude. Thank you, ladies.
The only
ladies
reason,
and gentlemen.
Yeah, the people who are the most important in the American Army are the girls whose pictures are in lockets.
Yeah, dude. My grandpa said they used to get letters with like underwear and stuff in them.
Oh, really?
Like, whoa, cool. Yeah.
What do you do with those?
I don't know. Just smell them, beat off into them, whatever. I love when people are like, "Oh, it's a golden age. Everyone is so innocent." Meanwhile, my grandpa's just like, "I just came on a face. You ever do that?" I'm like, "Whoa, dude, cool."
Well, there's vintage black and white photos of like girls pegging guys.
Yeah, dude, totally. If anything, we're almost probably more wholesome now that we're not doing it all in secret, dude. I don't know.
You're saying it's more wholesome because it's open?
Yeah, because they were up to everything back then. I mean, hey, for all we know, my grandma was out late. Maybe she was like, "Listen, I won't have sex with anyone else while he's defending the country, but I'm going to give 2,000 blowjobs."
And we all know that women count those differently.
Yeah. If you ask a girl for her body count, you times the body count by 10, and that's how many.
I'm going to go on record that is cheating on our soldiers.
Yes, don't blow non-soldiers that you're not with.
If a pole goes into a hole, that is sex.
Oh my God! If a pole goes into a hole,
that's the definition.
So hand jobs are okay.
Yeah, because that's technically not a closed hole.
Okay.
Your hand, it's yeah, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
I'm going to go ahead and say, if you even look at another naked man, you have to, I'm furious.
Well, in the military, or you mean for the military wives?
In general, yeah.
So no porn for ladies.
Nope, no porn.
No military wives.
Nope. If you want porn, you have to make it with your military husband before he goes off to war.
Isn't that a scene in Jarhead where the girl?
Oh, damn, that sucks so bad. Yeah, dude.
The saddest scene is the military wife.
His wife makes him a video, and he goes to play it for the entire platoon because it's like supposed to be like a supportive, kind thing, and then it's her just fucking some random guy, and she's like, "How's it feel? What's it? Whatever." And he's like crying in Iraq, saying he wants to go home. And then the main character puts it back on after everyone leaves, and one of the soldiers is like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I want to see what it's like to watch someone else fuck my wife." He just wants the darkness. It's not even like a cuck thing. It's so fucking brutal. That's my nightmare, dude. I have too many emotional problems, truly.
Is that a good movie?
Yeah, Jarhead is a very accurate war movie.
All right, there you go.
Yeah. Very accurate to the military experience. It's actually not as much a war movie as it is a movie about what it's like to be a man and what it's like to be in like an organization with other men. It's kind of a movie about masculinity, honestly.
Oh.
So it's pretty good. Jamie Foxx is in it, and he fucking crushes it. He has one of my favorite movie speeches of all time.
Jamie Foxx crushes it in everything.
Yeah, he's really good.
There's literally like no bad. It's insane how perfect he is at every last thing he's tried. He's funny. He's because he like started stand up. He's an amazing actor. He can sing. It's so stupid how talented he is. I hate him for how perfect he is.
It's true. Well, he's not perfect, remember, because he said Robert Downey Jr. was allowed to do blackface.
No, that's...
Remember when he said that, and everyone was like, "Whatever, you're too talented. We don't care. Just live your life, man." I'm surprised. Remember all the kids finding Tropic Thunder recenther? Man, so fun.
That's like the new thing is, I guess K-pop stans on Twitter will like discover because there's Joji, right?
Yeah.
And they found out that he was Filthy Frank, and they're like, "What the fuck, Filthy Frank by his name is pretty problematic and filthy and says funny but awful things on YouTube, and it is funny like being retroactively canceled by like children. Just what's going on?" And so
it is good to see that kids still have no power.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm trying to. A hashtag isn't going to stop anything.
I'm sorry, I can't go to the Kids' Choice Awards anymore. You fucking losers.
It was hilarious. People like being like, oh, Robert Downey Jr. did blackface, and then trying to like be all pissed off, and everyone's like, "Hey, did you actually see the movie? He's making fun of like those actors, like the Sean Penns who like." Don't they literally say that in the movie? You never go full retard.
Yeah. Because they also make fun of actors for pretending to be disabled. Yeah. The whole point of the movie is that it's satire about trying too hard and where the line should or shouldn't be. It's also a movie about actors pretending to be in war, being in real war.
I'm going to say Tropic Thunder is a better movie about masculinity and being a man at war than Jarhead.
Dude, Tropic Thunder is a genuinely great movie.
Yeah, it deals with homosexuality, everything we've talked about in this podcast.
Generation Kill, by the way, is the best war show if you're looking to watch one.
I'm just going to watch a bunch of war movies today.
Do it. Watch The Pacific and watch Band of Brothers and Generation Kill.
Band of Brothers will take me like all week.
So will The Pacific.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And Generation Kill, too. There you have 3 weeks of content.
No, I'm just going to watch Tropic Thunder and laugh.
All right.
Who else has been canceled recently? Or not really?
A one that I know of.
All right.
I think I got to get out of here, by the way.
All right. That's been an hour, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, nice. We did more than I even thought we would. Fucking follow us on social media. Subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/cowboyboys.
Yeah, we you get it. Go to our website, cowboyboys.rodeo. You can email us. Just follow all of our stuff. That's all.
Go on a date with someone. Tell them you'll only pay for the meal if they rate us 5 stars.
Yeah, we need those iTunes reviews. Someone gave us a 4-star and it tanked our spot. Like we dropped 200 spots in one day, and then I tweeted about it and they deleted their review and we went back up. So
so funny, so funny. So please review us on iTunes. It means so much to us. Patreon if you want to support either of us, especially considering I'm not working. And Mac needs to not be at his day job because it's killing him slowly.
No, just a little bit mentally. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, everyone. Fucking yeehaw.
Yeehaw.